Hello, welcome to another episode of our live stream, My Journey to the Trinity. My name is Hussein. Happy to be here. Hope you're having a good evening. And, one thing that we've been seeing a lot because of this situation with Joe Biden stepping aside is that lots of media focus on, of course, Kamala Harris. She's his chosen successor. And and what's interesting is that one of the things that the Democrats absolutely have to have is the Muslim vote. And we saw this with Joe Biden in 2020 when he went out, started quoting hadiths. Remember, Joe Biden was saying, uh, if you now, Joe Biden kind of changed Muhammad's words a little bit to make it more palatable and legal in America. But he says if you see an evil, resist it with your hand. If you can't, then resist it with your mouth. And then if you can't, then resist it with your heart. And that is a hadith. It's a jihadi hadith, and I'm sure remember David Wood did a video about that Joe Biden was calling for jihad. And but anyway, they need the Muslim vote, and there was even a big movement among the Democrats. It's called the Million Muslim Vote. The Million Muslim Vote. So they were trying to get all the Muslims to vote for them, and I think it may have succeeded. And so, hello, God bless you, man. What? So don't think I don't. Oh, no, man. God bless you, brother. You're always welcome, man. Yeah, yeah, and they burnt the flag next to was a part of the, but that was resisting with your hand and with your matches. And so, okay, God bless you, brother. I appreciate it, man. We love you, Blackwater, and uh, always love to have you around, man. And but anyway, there's a big Muslim vote, especially in Michigan, and Kamala Harris needs it. And so, you know, the obvious question to ask is, are Muslims even allowed to support Kamala Harris? Is that permissible in Islam to support a woman for president? Because let me just show you the hadith, the words of Muhammad's wisdom. It says, during the battle of Al-Jamal, Al-Jamal, Allah benefited me with a word I heard from the Prophet. When the Prophet heard the news that the people of Persia had made the daughter of Khosrau their queen, he said, never will succeed such a nation as makes a woman their ruler. So this is from Muhammad, saying that any nation that makes its ruler a woman will never succeed. In Arabic, yiflah qawm ulo imra'ahum amirhum imra'a. Okay. So so this is Sahih Hadiths here, that if a woman becomes your ruler, you will not succeed. So is it allowed in Islam for a woman to be a ruler? Now I know there was the ruler of Pakistan, Bhutto was her name. But man, did they give her a hard time, and babe, do you know that King Khusro? You know him? Oh, my wife knows about Khosrow, the king of Persia that Muhammad is talking about. So, yeah, so, well, here's another one. Okay, Abu Bakr told that when God's messenger heard the people of Persia had made Kisra's daughter their queen, he said, people who make a woman their ruler will never prosper. Bukhari transmitted it. This is Mishkat al-Masbih. Okay, Sahih. It's a Sahih hadith. Now, in the English, you can't see the word authentic, but in the Arabic, it says Sahih. So this is Sahih. If a woman is the ruler, you're going to fail as a nation. Okay. Well, and you say, wait a minute, he didn't say you're going to fail. Yes, he did. He says you won't succeed. You'll never succeed if a woman is your ruler. So, and here's another one. The prophet said, people who make a woman their ruler will never be successful. لن يفلح قوم ولو أمرهم امرأة. رواه al-Bukhari, reported by al-Bukhari. Okay, it's in Balugh al-Maram. Okay, people who make a woman their ruler will never be successful. So I don't know if somebody can help me. If someone can help me, how Ilhan Omar and Rashida Tlaib, who are both Muslims, how they justify being in Congress when Muhammad said that a nation will not succeed if a woman is the ruler. So it came from Pakistan. Okay. Oh, that's why they want to get rid of the Bangladesh prime minister. She defends minority non-Muslim. Okay, I want to see what happened to Bhutto. I wonder if Bhutto. Oh, Benazir Bhutto. This was the Pakistani ruler, and they killed her. Okay, they killed her. The assassination of Benazir Bhutto. Her name was Benazir Bhutto. So they did have, but they killed her. So must have had the same Secret Service protection that President Trump had the other day. Yeah, so yeah, Bhutto got assassinated. So interesting. Okay. The War of Al Jamal means Battle of the Camel, calling Kamala. Dude, that's funny. You guys are quick, man. You guys are a lot quicker than I am. Sheikh Hasina, current PM of Bangladesh. Oh, really? See, Islam is not very good uh, in encouraging women to be rulers. And so Ilhan Omar and Rashida Tlaib, if they weren't in America, they wouldn't be ruling. They wouldn't have these, especially not in Ilhan Omar's country, Somalia. What the Shabab would do with a woman ruler. And so those guys should not be burning American flags. They should not be burning American flags. That's so disgusting, that they do that. It kind of reminds me, let me see if I can show you this. There's a video of this comedian, and he's a Muslim comedian, and but he's really smart. Okay, let me see if I could find this. Let's see if I can find this. I don't know if I can find it, but it'd be great if I can. Um, okay. Let's watch a little bit of this. I thought this was hilarious, man.
The Islamic State has something to do with Islam? Just a little bit? I mean, it has Islamic in its name. If something. Thank you. This is going better than it did in Camden. I must tell you. If something were called Nazi Germany, don't you think it had some elements of Nazism to it? Some of you are thinking this is getting pretty offensive. My grandfather fought for Nazi Germany. Any dual citizens in the room? Yeah? Okay. People ask me, what is the best thing about having been in solitary confinement in the Islamic Republic of Iran? The silver lining and that stuff. The great thing about having been interrogated by the notorious Iranian intelligence in a dark, cold, hostile room is that this thing is no longer the scariest experience of my life. You can bet the scariest room I ever experienced, it was in Camden. But this is a Christmas gig, and I'm not very religious, but when it comes to religions, I think Christianity is the best one. That's not the funny part, but how do I know? Because non-Christians come to Christian countries and talk crap about Christianity, and nothing happens to them. It's just incredible. It doesn't sound right? It doesn't happen the other way around anywhere in the world, right? It's almost as if Christianity is a religion of peace. But we can't say that, obviously, because those other guys have already claimed it.
Yeah, that guy was pretty brave. He was saying all the stuff that because I think um, all right, Emmanuel, God bless you, bro. He was saying stuff that we can't say, but I think he is Muslim to where he can say it. And he says he thinks Christianity is the best religion. He says Muslims come to Christian countries and they speak against Christianity and nothing happens to them. He says that doesn't happen in other countries. You go and speak against Islam in a Muslim country, they'll kill you. And so anyway, interesting to hear him say that. So anyway, that kind of reminded me of what we're talking about right now. So anyway, here's that last one. People who make a woman their ruler will never be successful, reported by al-Bukhari. Okay, so Muhammad is very much against women rulers. And it could be because there was this one queen. She was a queen, among the Arabian tribes, and she was a very classy person. Not just I mean, she was a very classy person. And Muhammad said, I want to make you my wife. And she said, why would a queen want a street urchin like you? She said that to Muhammad. Why would a queen want anything to do with a street urchin like you? Yeah, so suka was the word she used. Suka comes from like the market or the street, bazaar, from the bazaar. She said that to Muhammad, so maybe he was bitter because of that. So people who make a woman their ruler will never be successful. Okay, so Islam does not allow women to be rulers, or it threatens you will not be successful, or what happened to Benazir Bhutto. Okay, so here maybe the reason why Muhammad thinks women can't be good rulers is because of other things that Muhammad has said. For instance, he says here, or actually, this is in the Quran, okay, talking about women in court. Okay, it says that, I'm going to read from the middle, but if he who owes the debt is of low understanding or weak or unable himself to dictate, then let the guardian of his interest dictate. Call to witness from among your men 2 witnesses. And if 2 men be not at hand, then a man and 2 women of such as you approve as witnesses, so that if the one erreth through forgetfulness, the other will remember. Okay, so this is in the Quran. This isn't even Muhammad now. This is Allah speaking. And Allah says that if you're in court and you have a situation, you need to bring 2 men witnesses. If you can't bring 2 men, then bring 1 man and 2 women. In place of the 1 man, you need 2 women, because women forget. And so the other woman can help the one woman in case she forgets. So, Muhammad is very thoughtful. He says women are the ones who have this problem. Men don't have that problem. Men don't forget. Men do not forget. So we don't need to have 4 men. It's women who forget. And so, yeah. And this is in the Quran, you guys. It's like, it's some of the stuff you could say, oh, this is just, the camel trader, illiterate, man in the desert. But this is Allah himself. This is Quran. The Quran says that 1 man's testimony is worth 2 women. I wonder if the 2 women in the House of Representatives, their votes count as 1. Like Rashida Tlaib and Ilhan Omar. So, wow. So there you go. That's what Islam teaches. So here is another. Now, there's another issue with Kamala. She likes to laugh a lot. She's very laughing. Let me see if I can find a video of her laughing, because she's very famous for laughing. Okay. Okay, let's see if we can see this. Okay. Okay, let's see if we can watch this here. I know, you guys, let me just warn you, the American liberal media is already in love with Kamala. It's beginning to feel like Obama. Remember how they fell in love with Obama? Well, they're falling in love, and they already hated Donald Trump, and they're in love with Kamala Harris. And so just beware for, keep your barf bags close at hand, because it's going to be very barfy. So let's see this here real quick.
I know we often play the footage of President Biden doing stuff that I guess is gone from being funny to being deeply concerning now. But Kamala Harris, I mean, she stands within a hair's breadth of the presidency. I'm not sure if I've got a grab.
It's a reflection of our moment and our time, right? And present culture is the way we express how we're feeling about the moment. And we should always find times to express how we feel about the moment that is a reflection of joy, because it comes in the morning.
You are a PR professional. What does that even mean?
Well, I think, I have no idea, but I think she's spending too many moments with Biden, and she is now speaking his language. They're both as mad as each other, and she ticked all the boxes. She was black. She was a.
Okay, let's see here.
I can imagine what can be and be unburdened by what has been.
What
What can be unburdened by what has been.
There are those who are unable to see what can be, but there are many more who are able to see what can be unburdened by what has been. Remember Venn diagrams, those 3 circles, right? And then let's just see where they overlap. You will not be surprised because I have constructed a Venn diagram on this. Remember those 3 circles, how they overlap?
I love Venn diagrams, so I just do. Whenever you're dealing with conflict, pull out a Venn diagram, right? And so, the 3 circles.
Ukraine is a country in Europe. It exists next to another country called Russia. Russia is a bigger country. Russia is a powerful country. Russia decided to invade a smaller country called Ukraine. So basically, that's wrong.
I am Kamala Harris. My pronouns are she and her. I am a woman sitting at the table wearing a blue suit.
Okay. Let me just say something about the blue suit, okay? Just because we're going to actually talk about that there's a problem. She's wearing a blue suit, you guys. That's dressing like a man. And there actually are hadiths about that. Okay, here it is. The messenger of Allah cursed a man who puts on the dress of a woman, or a woman who puts on the dress of men. This is Riyadh al-Salihin. Okay. So the messenger cursed man who puts on the dress of women and women who puts on the dress of men. So that clothes issue, according to Islam, a woman is not supposed to be wearing a man's clothes. Okay. And so anyway, just saying, you Muslims, you're not allowed to vote for her. You're not allowed to vote for Kamala Harris. Watch what she says here again.
Sitting at the table wearing a blue suit.
A blue suit, even has the shoulder pads. You guys, this is very serious. So here's another one. Let's see about this. No, not this one. That was a 15. Okay. I think this is the one. Okay. The messenger of Allah says, there are 3 at whom Allah will not look on the day of resurrection. The one who disobeys his parents, the woman who imitates men in her outward appearance. And there are 3 who will not enter paradise, the one who disobeys his parents, the drunkard, and the one who reminds people of what he has given them. Okay, whatever that means. So, but anyway, guys, so even the clothes, the very masculine clothes, she's always wearing a pantsuit, like Hillary. Remember Hillary with the pantsuits? Okay, that's a woman dressing like a man. So Muslims, you're not allowed to vote for Kamala Harris. Muslims, you're not allowed to vote for Kamala Harris. Remember, never will succeed such a nation as makes a woman their ruler. These are the words of Muhammad. Muhammad said that. Sahih Hadith. Okay, so you cannot vote for Kamala Harris. Okay, people who make a woman their ruler will never prosper. So if you want to prosper, don't vote for Kamala Harris. Okay, all right, let's see. Okay, one thing about Kamala is the laugh. Remember the laugh? She just starts laughing. Out of nowhere, she just starts laughing. She did it in that video right there. Remember? She, let me see if I can show it to you again. Of course. Hey. Okay, we can watch this because this is very funny. Okay.
Everything is in context. My mother she would give us a hard time sometimes, and she would say to us, I don't know what's wrong with you young people. You think you just fell out of a coconut tree? You exist in the context of all in which you live and what came before you. So all of this is part of the work of this group of extraordinary leaders who will help inform and advise how we think about our work Everything is in context. My mother she would give us a hard time sometimes, and she would say to us, I don't know what's wrong with you young people. You think you just fell out of a coconut tree? You exist in the.
Oh, okay. Well, there's a hadith about that too. There's a hadith about that too. And this is it. Abu Huraira said, the Prophet, may Allah grant him peace, said, do not laugh a lot. Much laughter kills the heart. Sahih. I want to see this in Arabic. لا تكثروا الضحك فإن كثرة الضحك يميت القلب. Says don't laugh a lot because a lot of laughter kills the heart. Yo boy. Okay, this is Sahih Hadith Al-Adab Al-Mufrad. Okay, so you guys, if you're thinking of voting for Kamala Harris, there is a hadith against her laughter. Okay, there's a hadith against her laughter. There's a hadith against her clothes. Okay, I suppose Mr. Christian Patriot, you're going to get us in trouble. More Abdulian, it's the opposite. Yeah, the Bible says a merry heart is good medicine. It specifically says that in the Bible. A merry heart is good medicine. But anyway, one more time, you saw Kamala's laughter. Abu Huraira reported that Muhammad said, do not laugh a lot. Much laughter kills the heart. So Kamala laughs. Kamala dresses like a man. Kamala wants to be a ruler. There's a hadith against every single one of these. What? Oh. Yes. And Germany's closing its mosques, you guys. Yeah. Wow. All right. Well, here's another hadith. It's a Hasan hadith, Sunan ibn Majah. Do not laugh a lot, for laughing a lot deadens the heart. لا تكثروا الضحك فإن كثرة الضحك تميت القلب. So do not laugh a lot. Much laughter kills the heart. So yep, Kamala likes to laugh a lot. And she likes to laugh a lot at nothing. I think it's a coping mechanism when she doesn't know what to say. Or she knows she said something that doesn't make sense. And so when she doesn't, the defensive mechanism is she starts laughing. Or she's saying something that she thinks is so clever, but it's really very boring and dumb. And so to make it funny, she starts laughing. So this is my psychoanalysis of her laughter. So, okay, but this is what Muhammad says. Do not laugh a lot, for laughing a lot deadens the heart. Okay, number 8, do not laugh a lot, for laughing a lot deadens the heart. I mean, this is all over the place, you guys. Okay, so why, why is that, why is it that Muhammad doesn't want women to be rulers? Well, one reason may be, let me see here if we got this, okay. Okay. Okay, to close, don't forget to close. Okay, I don't think I got the hadith. I think I might have forgotten to put it. Okay. Okay, here's a word. Here's what one sheikh said. said that the noble Quran says men are the protectors of women because Allah has given them more strength and because they support them from their means. In this case, the word protectors refers to one who stands firm in protecting others' interests, looked after his affairs, business, etc. The commentators of the noble Quran have written under the above mentioned verse that Allah Ta'ala has chosen men and has given them virtue over women. Whilst men have many responsibilities to take care of, females also have responsibilities. The responsibility in men is having authority over women. It is not confined to religious matter, but it is a general and refers to any matter, be it religious, political, or with regard to any department, council, or organization. The authority for the male over the female does not belittle the status of women in the least. Right. Okay. So, okay. But the thing that I wanted to show you, and I can't find it, is there is the hadith where Muhammad said, let me see if I can find it here because it's, okay, let me see if I can find it here real quick. Let's see, do I have number 4 here? I don't know about number 4. Okay. I think you guys know it. Oh, it may be number 4. Let me just see if this is it, you guys. If this is it, I'll put it up. If not, I'll just go ahead and tell it to you. And I know you guys already know it, so I don't really even need to put it on. But I will, just because for those of you who haven't seen it before, you'll be able to see it. Okay. It says, once Allah's apostle went out to the Musalla, the place to pray, on Eid al-Adha. When he passed by the women and said, "O women, give alms, as I have seen that the majority of the dwellers of hellfire are you women." They asked, "Why is it so, Allah's apostle, peace be upon you?" He replied, "You curse frequently and are ungrateful to your husbands. I have not seen anyone more deficient in intelligence and religion than you. A cautious, sensible man could be led astray by some of you." The woman said, "O apostle, what is deficient in our intelligence and religion?" He said, "Is not the evidence of 2 women equal to the witness of 1 man? We just read that in the Quran." They replied, "Yes." He said, "This is the deficiency of your intelligence. Isn't it true that women cannot pray or fast when they're menstruating?" The women replied in the affirmative. He said, "This is the deficiency of your religion." This is Sahih al-Bukhari, you guys. So Muhammad said women are deficient in intelligence and deficient in religion. Muhammad said this. Sahih Hadith, Muhammad said this. And he based it on the Quran. He says when the Quran says, you guys, this is really important. When the Quran says that the testimony of 1 man is equal to 2 women, Muhammad explained what that means. That means the reason for that is because women are deficient in intelligence. So how can they rule over men? How can they be rulers of a nation? How can they be rulers of a nation when they're deficient in intelligence and religion? Muhammad said it. It's in the Quran. So maybe that's the reason why Muhammad said that. So, okay, let's look at, anyway, Kamala Harris, her big thing is to win the Muslim vote, okay? It's very important. There's lots of people who don't like the Democratic Party right now. They don't like what's going on at the border. They don't like what's going on in the public schools with drag queen hour, with the tranny agenda and all that stuff. Okay. Someone says, if we're not supposed to laugh a lot, why did all? And you know what, Rands? You know what Rands is asking? If we're not supposed to laugh a lot, why did Allah make it part of humans? I just want to show you, just because because you brought it up, I'm going to go ahead and show it to you. That just to show you that, the rules didn't apply to Muhammad. Just to say the rules did not apply to Muhammad. Because Muhammad was a very avid laugher. In fact, okay, let's go ahead and show you the hadith first. Okay. And there's many of these hadiths, not just one, but let me just show you one. Okay, at the very end. Okay, I had seen, this is Ibn Abi Waqas said, I had seen the Prophet, bless him, laugh at the Battle of Trench so hard that his molar teeth became apparent. That means he was laughing so loud that his mouth was wide open. You could see his molars. Okay. I said, how was his laughter? He said, there was a man holding a shield while Sa'ad was shooting, and the man was saying such and such and such and such with the shield covering his forehead. Sa'ad aimed the arrow at him and shot it when he raised his head, so it did not miss this part of him, meaning his forehead. The man toppled over and kicked up his foot. The Prophet of Allah, peace and blessings be upon him, laughed so much that his molar teeth became apparent. I asked what made him laugh. He replied, what he did to this man. So Muhammad was a very avid laugher. He could laugh. In fact, you guys, and I won't be able to find it for you because I've looked and I haven't been able to find it. But Muhammad used to be called Al-Dahuk al-Qattal. Al-Dahuk al-Qattal. That's one of his names. It means the laughing killer. The laughing killer. That's one of Muhammad's names. When he would be killing people, he would be laughing. And here is a hadith, and I ought to just and this was a very hearty laugh. It's a very hearty laugh. It's so hearty that you could see his molars. Okay. I mean, he used to laugh a lot. And there's so many laughing verses of Muhammad laughing. And I will warn you, though, it's always during something very disturbing. For instance, in this case, where a man is being killed and he's laughing his head off. A man just got killed. He's laughing his head off. I think that sounds like mental illness. Okay. Here's another one. It says, there was brought an arak containing dates, arak being a huge basket. But in this hadith, no mention was made of the fact that the Apostle of Allah laughed until his molar teeth became visible. He laughed so loud that you could see his molars. Okay. O Muhammad, Allah will seize the heavens upon a finger, and the mountains upon a finger, and the earth upon a finger, and the rest of creation upon a finger. And he said, I am the king. He said, the messenger of Allah laughed until the molars were visible. They made not a just estimate of Allah, such as is due him. So, for some reason, a Jew came to the Prophet and said, O Muhammad, Allah will seize the heavens upon a finger, the mountains on, and he laughed so hard that you could see his molars, okay? A disbeliever will be made huge. Okay, the Prophet said, the disbeliever will be made huge, so much so that his molar will be bigger than Mount Uhud, and the size of his body in relation to his molar will be like the size of his body. Okay, whatever that is. Okay, 3 persons were brought to Ali. Allah be pleased. The messenger to Ali, Allah be pleased with him. They had sexual intercourse with a woman during a single state of purity. He asked 2 of them, "Do you acknowledge this child for this man?" They replied, "No." He then put this question to all of them. Whenever he asked 2 of them, they replied in the negative. He therefore cast a lot among them and attributed the child to the one who received the lot. He imposed 2/3 of the blood money, i.e., the price of the mother, on him. This was then mentioned to the prophet. He laughed so much that his molar teeth appeared. Okay, I'm just showing you all of these situations. Muhammad was a very hearty laugher. You could see his molars when he laughed. Look at this one. It says, "I know the last people of the fire to depart from the fire and the last people of paradise to enter paradise. A man will be brought forth, will say, ask about his small sins and hide his large sins. So it will be said, did you do this and that on such a day? Did you do such and such on such a day?" He said, then it will be said to him, for each of your sins you shall have a reward. He, the prophet, peace be upon him, so he will say, "O Lord, I have done things that I do not see here." He said, the messenger laughed until his molars were visible. This is Sahih Hadith, you guys. And there's so many of these. So many of these. Each time he laughs, and it's always crazy. It says, she replied, "My dolls." Okay, revealing some dolls which belonged to her. He asked, "What is this?" She replied, "My dolls. Among them is a horse with wings made of rags." "What is this I see among them?" She replied, "A horse." He asked, "Why is it? What is this on it?" She replied, "2 wings." He said, "A horse with 2 wings? Have you not heard of Solomon had horses with wings?" She said, thereupon the messenger of Allah laughed so hard you could see his molar teeth. So he could laugh, okay, but other people cannot laugh. So anyway, you know, he could laugh, and you could see his molars. He had his molars, you guys. So you guys, yeah, about the laughing killer, I'm not making that up. You know, I could show you video with guys who did terrorist acts, and then they say, one of the names of Muhammad, he is the beloved, peaceful man who just loved peace and loved the Jews and loved people so much and the rights of everybody. But he was also known as the laughing killer. So, yeah. Well, I showed you, these are all Sahih Hadiths, you know. So, anyway. But Muhammad commanded people not to laugh, even though he can laugh. He can laugh as much as he wants. Okay. It was very good for him to laugh, but it's wrong to make a woman your ruler, okay? Or else you will never succeed. And do not laugh a lot. Much laughter kills the heart, okay? So anyway, the last thing I want to say is Kamala's most urgent need is to win the Muslim vote. She needs the Muslim vote. You know, Michigan, she needs Michigan. And if you saw yesterday when Netanyahu was talking in Congress, you know that there's a lot of bad feelings right now. And and you know, there was this thing that Biden and Kamala were doing in regards to the Israel-Hamas war. There was something that Biden and Kamala were doing, okay? And if you watched, you know, they were playing good cop, bad cop. What does that mean? Biden would always publicly show that he was supporting Israel while telling them not to do certain things, to allow more humanitarian aid in and stuff like that. But Harris was always the pro-Palestinian one. So Biden was the pro-Israel, whereas Harris was the pro-Palestine, and she said a lot of stuff, okay, because they needed to balance it because they didn't want to lose the Muslim vote in Michigan, okay. And so I'm just going to show you some stuff about it, because this is essentially, if she messes this up, it could cost her the election. And you guys, we can laugh about this, but she's closing in on Trump. I mean, she's very much closing in on Trump. And her big deal is abortion. Her big deal is abortion. She loves abortion and she wants to push abortion. And that's her number one thing is abortion. And there's a lot of people who are still angry with Donald Trump about the overturning of Roe v. Wade. They're still angry with him about that. And so they might vote for her because of that. This is, unfortunately, this is a lot of people care a lot about this. And so, you guys, unfortunately, I wish this was a joke, but it's not. She could win. If you look right now, they're within like 2 points of each other in some battleground states. And you think, how could that happen? It's happening. And she hasn't chosen her vice president yet. It's going to probably be a white man, you guys, because the Democratic Party is all about DEI, okay, diversity, inclusion, but it's more about winning elections. And they don't want to lose the white men. So they're going to get a white man probably, okay? And but it could also be a white woman and make a big deal, make it the first 2 women party election. And then what does Mohammed would say about that? So you guys, this thing can go really bad for us. If I'm talking about Republicans, this go really bad for us because she's very popular right now. She's very popular with the media is in love. Remember how the media was in love with Obama? Remember, Chris Matthews said he said a shiver went up his leg when he was talking to Obama. Can you imagine somebody saying that about a man saying that about another man? A shiver went up my leg when I was talking to him. He said that when he talked to Obama, a shiver went up his leg. Chris Matthews. He's been fired since, but the media is in love with Kamala Harris right now, and they hate Donald Trump. So this could flip, you guys. So we need to, it could be. This could be the judgment of God. Yes, she could get a gay white guy and then really make it. But you know what? Yeah, or transgender. 2 men. And what is a woman? The What is a Woman campaign. No. Or the Michelle Obama could be a man and a woman. No, just kidding. Just kidding. That was a joke, you guys. Okay, I don't believe Michelle Obama is a man. Media said new lie. They're all saying, oh, conspiracy theory. Biden never made. Yeah. What? Michael Obama. Yeah. So this thing is, it could be the judgment of God, man. I was thinking, yeah. I don't want to get too political, because, well, you know what? We should. Her issue with abortion, her love of abortion and Planned Parenthood and all that, is very, very damaging for the country. And I'd hate to see her win because of that. But anyway, another big issue for her is the Israel-Palestine war. So let's just look at some of the stuff about her in regard to that. Okay. Here's following the October 7th terrorist attacks on Israel by Hamas, Harris condemned the group's actions. She labeled Hamas a barbaric terrorist organization. And then she laughed and supported Israel's right to defend itself against such threats. Harris reiterated the U.S.'s unwavering support for Israel's security during her discussions with Israeli officials, including Benjamin Netanyahu and President Herzog. Okay, so, but then, okay, later that month in a television interview, the vice president didn't rule out consequences for Israel if they pursued an invasion of the southern Gaza city of Rafah. Okay, so, okay, this is just, I put this in here, so I'll let you know. According to the hadith, women are allowed to drive. according to the hadith, women are allowed to drive because according to Sahih al-Bukhari, it says the best women among the camel riders are the righteous women of Quraysh. So women did used to ride camels in Quraysh. So it is permitted for women to drive. You guys, this was serious. This was serious, you guys. You heard it here on my live stream, you guys, that the hadith allows women to drive. Okay, so please, women are permitted to drive. The best among the camel riders are the righteous women of Quraysh. Sahih al-Bukhari. So, okay. Yes. And it's everywhere in the New Testament too, Emmanuel. You know, I mean, we you know, we have a heavenly king. We're citizens of a heavenly kingdom. But you know, I look at the book of Acts and I look at the Apostle Paul. He did say to honor your rulers and everything like that, but he also exercised his rights as a Roman citizen. Several times when they came to beat him or put him in jail or something, he would tell the centurion or the soldier, he'd say, hey, are you allowed to do this to a Roman citizen? And then the guard said, wait a minute, you're a Roman citizen? He said, yeah. And the soldier said, I paid thousands of dollars to get my Roman citizenship. How did you get it? And Paul said, I was born a Roman citizen. So he used his rights as a citizen. So it's not wrong. In fact, it's a responsibility to exercise your rights as a citizen. So we have the right now to talk. So I think that we should, you know, and I do think Kamala Harris is very dangerous because, number one, I don't think nobody in the planet is afraid of her. Nobody on the planet. I mean, you see how Hamas is not scared of Biden. You see how Putin is not scared of Biden. You see how China's not scared of Biden. They're less scared of Kamala. They're less scared of Kamala, meaning there's going to be more genocides. There's going to be more of these senseless wars because the terrorists aren't scared of these guys. Hamas isn't scared of Biden. They're less scared of Kamala. They think she's a joke. So, I mean, it's very serious. I mean, in terms of world politics, you know, but all those guys that I mentioned, they are scared. They are scared of Donald Trump. And they're scared of him because they think he's crazy. That's a good thing. You want them to think your president's crazy. You want them to think he's a crazy man with his finger on the button, because that's what you need, because these guys don't understand anything else. But if they, you know, I remember when President Trump became president, the first in 2016, what was the first thing he did to the Taliban and Al Qaeda? He went and dropped the mother of all bombs on them. The mother of all bombs, which is the most powerful non-nuclear bomb. He dropped it and it shook all the caves in Afghanistan. And you didn't hear from them. Why? Because he said, see what I can do to you? And that scared them and they were silent. Okay. And, but Joe Biden, you know, he went and gave him a country. He gave the Taliban a country. Okay. Gave him $200 billion worth of American weapons, you know. So they're not scared of Biden. They're scared of Trump, though. So, all right. Let's see what else here. Uncommitted voters could back Harris if Israel-Gaza stance shifts. Okay. And you guys, there was actually something that Kamala Harris said today. I'll tell you what, you guys, this thing could go her way. I'm scared to say that. This thing could go her way. Look what was on the Jerusalem Post. First of all, she met with Netanyahu today. Okay, she met with Netanyahu, and Kamala Harris said she went out and told everybody, Harris, Israel will fully withdraw from Gaza in phase 2 of a hostage deal. She came out and said that. And then what, you know what she said after that? She said, you see, everybody, I'm listening to you. I hear you. I hear you. And then she laughed, you know. But you know what Israel's saying? It says Harris's words could harm a hostage deal. So dude, she's trying to play in the big leagues, and she's a little league softball player, and she's acting like she's a big league player. She's not. Okay, so all right, here's the okay. But you know, the media loves her, you guys. They're gonna be applauding her. Okay, this is something that Harris said. People in Gaza are starving, Harris said during remarks at an event commemorating the 59th anniversary of Bloody Sunday. The conditions are inhumane. Our common humanity compels us to act. Okay, and so let me see here. Okay, all right. So anyway, this is okay, the messenger said there are three. Okay, I think I said this one already. So anyway, Islam does not permit women rulers. So if you're a Muslim, you're not allowed to vote for Kamala Harris. Islam does not allow it. Your prophet said you'll be a loser if you do that. So anyway, so okay, 56 minutes and 59 seconds. Oh, 57 minutes. So I've made it this far. I didn't think I was gonna make it this far. But yeah, well, you know what? I think we showed everything. There's the picture again if you want to see. Here's a real good picture though if you want to see one. So yeah, and believe me, I'm getting into trouble right now with a lot of my Arab friends. A lot of them are telling me, dude, cool it, man. Don't be political. Yeah. I think we need to we need to preach Muhammad. Gravity, are you a Muslim? Gravity, we need to preach Muhammad for once. You know what, Tiger? I don't have the thing. I need to get a microphone and in order to be able to do one of my songs. So Gravity X, are you a Muslim? We need to preach Muhammad for once. I'm sorry, I don't recognize. Okay, Biden helped Hamas. Yes, he did. And not as much as Europe did, but now Europe is. Yes, you shouldn't hung around Willie Brown. Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of things we could talk about that. You know. Oh yeah. God bless you, Gravity, and welcome. Stopping Satan isn't political. That's true. True story, Marion. You know, we gotta pick our battles, and unfortunately, this is very relevant right now. And so, all right. Well, you guys, we actually made it to an hour, and so I just want to tell you guys on Saturday at 11 o'clock California time, we will be with Daughter of Christ and Jai Apologetics. So they're going to be with us Saturday morning, 11 o'clock. So please try to be with us and tell other people about it. It's going to be great to have them. I love watching their stuff about Muhammad Hijab and Ali Dawah and all that. They're amazing because they both read, write, understand Arabic. And so they're amazing ministers to the Muslims. So, all right, you guys. Well, do we have any Muslims here? Oh, you're gonna be on the road to Canada? Well, you can still watch it. Emmanuel Shahid. Going to Canada, you traitor. Oops, just kidding. Ooh, sorry, bro. You know what? I can't get into Canada. When I try to go to Canada, every time I've tried to go to Canada, they take me aside and they interrogate me for hours. Every time. I mean, it's easier to get into Tel Aviv than to get into Canada for me. On all the borders. I've been to 3 different Canadian borders. I always get in trouble. Every single one of them. The one in Vancouver, there's one in Michigan, and there was one in New York. It was by Niagara or someplace over there. Every single one of them, I get kicked out. I get in trouble. Every single one of them. Yeah, every single time I've gotten in trouble. So, yeah, but anyway, good luck to you. Going to Canada should be fun. So, all right, you guys. Well, and by the way, go to I hate Starbucks, but I like what's the name of that coffee place over there in Canada? Horton, something Horton coffee. So I don't have a race. One time I was driving a car to Canada for a friend of mine. His name is Mohammed. He's a Christian, but his name is Mohammed. He asked me to drive his car to Canada for him. And he was an older guy, Tim Horton, yeah. And so I got to the Michigan border there to get in. And they started interrogating me. And you know what? It came to the point where you know what they told me at the border? Thank you very much, Gravity. God bless you, my friend. The Lord bless you and prosper you and open the windows of heaven over you for that. They told me, listen, okay, you know, my name's Hussein, my friend's car, the owner of the car is named Mohammed. It came to the point where they gave me this piece of paper. They said, if you sign this piece of paper, you can leave here and go to America. Go back to America. I mean, I was in America, but it was right on the border. It says, if you sign this paper, you can leave and go back to America. If not, we will arrest you. At the Canadian border. Dude, I have no respect for Canada after that. I love Canadians. I know they're human beings. I know that, you know, we have to love everybody, and they're our neighbors, so we got to love them. But Canada was mean to me. So. Thank you guys so much. All right, you guys, thank you so much for being with us. And so we'll go ahead and call it. Yeah, it is 9/11. It was because of 9/11. They once let in a terrorist who wanted to blow up LAX. And so they got in so much trouble. I think they overcompensated on me. Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure others did too, but Tatiana. Okay. Well, yes. Canadians are humans like everyone else. Okay. It came through. All right, you guys. Thanks for hanging out. If you haven't done it, please do it now. Jesus, help me. Jesus, forgive me. Jesus, come into my heart. Jesus, help me. Jesus, forgive me. Jesus, come into my heart. يسوع ساعدني. يسوع سامحني. يسوع ادخل قلبي. We love you, and more importantly, he loves you. So have a great night.
If you have ever wondered why dull apologists lie so much, it's because on a rare occasion that they tell the truth. This happens.
One of the reasons I accepted Islam was the scientific miracles. I'll be honest with you. And now we know that this whole scientific miracles was absolute nonsense.
You're going to have to repeat
that the standard narrative has holes in it. That's what I'm going to say.